You're listening to Brainwork Framework, a business and marketing podcast, brought to you by focus-biz.com.
As consumers, we're constantly bombarded with ads. As marketers and business owners, we're constantly starving to grab the attention of others. In addition, in a world where the recession is looming and people are tightening their pocketbooks and their wallets a bit more, how do we discontinue discounted pricing and instead offer value-added incentives? Our guest today is Marco Torres, aka Captain Marco. He brings 20 years of experience with marketing and business. We're going to go into why do value-added incentives beat discounted pricing? We're going to talk about standing out in a crowded space, lead magnets, and everything you need to know to level up and grow your business. Marco Torres, thanks so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me, Chris.
Absolutely. So Marco, with your 20 years of experience, can you walk us through your past experience and how that led you into what you're doing today?
Well, if you happen to be watching this on the video version, you probably see I'm not a young spring chicken here. So it's actually more than 20 years. And yeah, I got involved as a very early adapter in internet marketing back in 1986. So I was email marketing. I guess I was a spammer before they had a word for it. Called it spam. People loved email back then. Everybody had an AOL account and they were paid their $19.95 a month for AOL, and they loved getting all those coupons and offers in the email. That it was a home run. But so anyway, I've been around since way back when, before Facebook, before Google. I should be a billionaire by now since I've been around the internet for so long. But no, I have generated over $1 billion in sales online from either the company that I worked for or my own companies or clients in my career as an online marketer since 1986. And it's been a hell of a journey watching the growth and the development of where it came from to where it is today. So hopefully I can add some value today on ideas, as we talked about, on adding value versus discounting.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I'd love to put a label on it and say you're probably one of the pioneers of marketing to have that experience starting in 1996 so early on, which is fantastic because you got to see the evolution of marketing, and it is constantly changing. I mean, even just the past 6 to 12 months, big changes in marketing and how we try to offer our product or services to our market is constantly changing. So it has to be very insightful for you to see what has worked in the past and where those changes take you through. And I think all of us as business owners and marketers, we're trying to stand out. We're in a world where we go to a gas pump and there's video ads playing. We scroll through our feed. Every second post is another ad. It's just nonstop. How do business owners and marketers even stand out in this space?
That's definitely one of the goals that you should try to have, right? The default that many of us make mistakes on is, well, I'll stand out by being the lowest price offer. I'll be cheaper than the next guy on the block, or less expensive rather than using the word cheaper. That might work for a little while until somebody decides they're going to be less expensive than you. And then before you know it, you're on a race to the bottom. And what a lot of people don't realize is you really got to know your numbers in business. And even a discount as little as 10% might mean you have to actually double sales to end up in the same area, the same ROI, the same margin after discounting. Let's say you have a product you sell for $100 and your cost after client acquisition, after shipping, after product cost, after marketing expenses, et cetera. Let's say you have a 20% profit at the end of the day. And now you offer a 10% discount. Well, you just gave out 50% of your. So now you've got to sell, if you were selling $1,000 yesterday, you offer 10% off. Now you need to sell nearly $2,000 a day to end up with the same profit at the end of the day. So discounting is not the solution, and you need to come up with value-add incentives. And when I talk about incentive-based marketing, Chris, a lot of people don't even have a clue what I mean by that. One thing I like to do is talk about two brands that we're all going to recognize as some of the most popular brands in the world done incentive-based marketing. Can I explain those two?
Please do.
You know, two of them that come to mind with me that I often talk about is Jeff Bezos with Amazon. I think it was 2005 that he launched Amazon Prime. And when he launched Amazon Prime back in 2005, most of us were not even streaming video very much back then. We were buying Amazon Prime for like $79 a year back then, not because we wanted video content, but because we wanted what? the incentive was free shipping. And that's what made him stand out from the crowd, from all of the other online shopping opportunities. If you bought Amazon Prime, you became a VIP member and you got free shipping. Once we bought into that, guess what? He had us glued to Amazon, loyal clients. We'd shop there before we looked anywhere else. Before we bought anything else, we'd go to Amazon and see if it was available there. Now, 80% of all searches for products typically start on Amazon. So you can see how he's built an amazing business. Another popular example is McDonald's with the Happy Meal. They have successfully, for decades, attracted parents with kids to choose McDonald's over other fast food outlets because they have a bundle. They help you take your eye off the price and focus on the prize, which is the toy in the bundle with the burger, the snack, and the fruit and whatever. But they have the seasonal toy in the little box, and parents and kids are choosing kids who wears the pants in the family. The kids are the mom and dad. Right. The kids in the back seat screaming, let's go to McDonald's. I want a Happy Meal. And mom and dad go and choose McDonald's over anybody else. They might even get a word in edgewise at lunch since the kid's busy with the toy. What is your Happy Meal? What's your adult Happy Meal is what I often ask business owners. What are you doing to add in something that stands out from the crowd, adding value to whatever your offer is to help people get off the fence and do business with you versus somebody else?
Yes, absolutely. Everything you mentioned is 1000% spot on. Starting off in business, we typically want to try and discount our product in our attempt to stand out from the crowd. But like you said, it is a quick race to the bottom. You have to actually double your sales in order to maintain that same profit margin. Pricing strategy, there's a lot of different approaches to it. However, at the end of the day, you need something different that isn't just price-based. The value incentive I like a lot because you have what your business cost is, what your cost to deliver that product, and you have that customer-facing value, what they see as what they're getting. As an example, you may offer the free shipping. The consumer sees $9.99 as their value, but you as the business owner, your cost to ship that may only be $2.99. So there's that big gap in there. You're not discounting your product. You're actually bringing in the revenue that you were hoping for, and you're able to maintain those margins. It can be a struggle though.
Definitely can. And whether you're moving products off the shelf that aren't selling very quickly, look at grocery stores. There's been a lot of psychological studies from many universities that show that people respond better to a bonus or add-on value versus just a discount on the shelf. And one of the most popular ways to see that is buy one, get ones at grocery stores in Florida where I shop. We walk in and right away there's a bunch of different huge baskets of sides, BOGO, buy one, get one free. They accomplished two things with these buy one, get ones, for example. One, practically doubled the price in the first place. So you didn't really get that much of a deal anyway. Two, so you ended up buying two or more items of something you didn't even want in the first place because you bought it on an impulse. And you really paid practically regular price. They just bundled it and called it buy one, get one. And yesterday that can of beans was $2.95 for a can. Now you get two for $5.75.
It is so psychological and it messes with us, but it works.
But it works. And when you walk by that area, 2 for $1, and you pick up stuff that you didn't really look, but you didn't walk in with all your list, but you end up going, well, this looks like a good value, and you're putting the two or more into your basket. So they accomplished generating more revenue, getting an additional sale, and they got you to buy two of an item versus one. But I mean, outside of that, let's take a look at another idea. And obviously, I'm going to talk about Marketing Boost later, if you let me. At Marketing Boost, we provide incentives that allow you to help add value, regardless of whether you use our travel incentives or not. I'm going to give you a couple of ideas, Chris. For example, looking to partner with somebody else. I mean, you mentioned to me earlier, you are an agency service, or you offer an agency, and you also did DJ services, and you have a photography booth business and what have you. Great stuff. Glad to hear those success stories. But I mean, I don't know exactly about the type of agency you offer, but the point would be this. When you go to these networking events, when you go to big conventions, it's still about networking in business. Grant Cardone says a lot about if you're not reaching the wealth you want, if your wealth is not growing, maybe you need to grow your network, grow your contacts around you. Let's suppose I'm a business coach, or I'm selling a course. If I'm reaching out with the right colleague, I might say, look, when you sell your course, you can give away this course that wrote last year. You can give away that trial course for free with your product. Do you have something yours that I might give away to my clients? So when you sell your course, maybe you're including a portion of a colleague's course that goes along with yours. And so you're adding value. When you buy mine today, you get this free, this free, this free. Plus you get a course from my colleague over here. You get the starter first 3 months of his course or the first 6 weeks of his course or what have you. And he's doing the same for you. Now you're both sharing the leads, you're sharing the contacts, and you're both attempting to make upsells on the value that you both are offering. There's a million ways to do stuff like that if you're a bit creative. One of my products I sell, I offer third-party and different software products that I've white labeled, and I include them and bundle them in with my upsell products because I want to add additional value and give more value to my clients versus discounting it. Rather charge a little more and give them more value than discounting the price, not having anything that stands out.
I love what you mentioned about partnerships because now, in essence, you're doubling your audience size. And now you have partners and colleagues who are going to bat for you because they have a mutually shared interest in achieving that same outcome, which is fantastic. And like you said, we're in competition with each other. But again, if our products and services complement each other, this is only going to help each other grow. And I think that value add, like you said, that's just something people are expecting nowadays. They want to get something. They want value. They want to show a return on investment. I am so glad I got this.
The other thing you can do with partnerships and value add softwares, bonuses, products, extra, the book I wrote last year included. With those bonuses, you can create scarcity and urgency. So you can then say, look, this bonus offer is for a limited time. And you can make that a reality. You can say, I only have 100 of these or whatever. I have 10 of these to give away before the end of the week. I have a limited amount of these bonuses that are included with this offer. When they're gone, they're gone. So take action today and so forth. You can create scarcity and urgency and give people another reason to take action.
Oh, absolutely. And trying to get people to take that clear next step is always that main goal of marketers. When you're trying to get them to express interest, first you want to stop the scroll and then you want them to express interest. I want that thing. And then how do you get them to say, I want that thing right now, as opposed to, I'm going to wait a few weeks. You mentioned the scarcity, which is so important, whether that's a scarcity by quantity, by time constraint, the value add incentives like you mentioned can be really important for getting them to take that next step because we are all procrastinators at heart, aren't we? We put things off, and if we don't see the immediate benefit, we tend to put things off a bit and say, oh, I'll wait till next week. But we need them to see that value and get them to take action as soon as possible with that scarcity.
Right. Absolutely.
When we create these value package offers and we're trying to communicate that to an audience, how do we take that from that first step? We're trying to get the lead. I see a lot of people who want to offer a lead magnet of sorts. Is a lead magnet just considered something you give them for free, or is that the value added incentive based around like a package?
Well, lead magnets have been very popular for quite some time now, and they're still very effective. And what do I mean by that? A lead magnet being, depending upon what you're selling, decisions are not always made on the spot. So you've got to build a relationship. You've got to build trust and likability, and you have to show that you are the authority in whatever it is, your service or product you're trying to sell. So one of the ways to set yourself up as being the authority is providing a PDF, video content, free, a series of trainings or what have you, video trainings. Maybe it's an ebook or what have you. It becomes what we call your lead magnet. If you sign up for this, you're going to get my free PDF on how to buy your first home with no money down, or how to save on homeowners insurance compared to everybody else. Again, whatever your product or service is, you're the expert on it. Write some copy or do some video, create some video content. In today's world, you need to be acquiring in any way possible. You need to build your own database. You need to be acquiring a phone number, a name, and an email so that you can nurture these prospects over and over and over, like smoothly and consistently until you can nurture them to become a client. So that's where that lead magnet can be used to help you acquire the client, which is pretty obvious to most marketers that have been around for some. But if you're new to that world, well, you're throwing Facebook ads and you're trying to drive traffic to your website. But if you're not capturing a lead, you're probably not going to be in business for very long because it's way too expensive to keep driving that traffic to your website if you're not generating a database that you own. And that's where that lead magnet comes in. But people are cautious now with lead magnets because they've done so many of them over time, getting bombarded possibly with spam or phone calls or what have you, giving you some email they created for spam. They're not using their real phone number. They plug in some fake phone number and then it didn't do you any good. So that's where adding one of the travel incentives, and I'll be biased here and throw a marketing boost incentive, which we'll get into, to give them an additional reason to potentially give you their best email address and a real phone number so they can receive an instant gratification incentive that you're offering over and above the content that you're giving. That's where marketing boost can knock it out of the park.
I absolutely love that idea with the travel-based incentive because that creates that incentive for people to want to provide their actual real contact information because they want to be put into that drawing. They want that opportunity. So I don't want to miss out on that. So they're more likely to provide their real accurate info. That way you can market to them later. But just like you mentioned, it's all about the nurturing. I believe one of my past guests had shared that out of 100 people that you might contact, only 3 of them might be ready to buy today. What do you do with that other 97? You have to continue to nurture them. And that can be from the email and text marketing where you're just providing value, nurturing them throughout the process. When the time comes, when they realize they need to solve a problem that they're having, they think of you, that you're top of mind when they want to fix that problem.
When they're ready, because you're continuing to send them update email newsletters, what's up new in the industry. Here's, that takes work. That takes maybe a team that you got to put together. Obviously, you use ChatGPT to help you write the content. And of course, you got to make it your own and everything else. There's so many tools of it today. It's never been a time to be an entrepreneur. The affordable CRMs that are out there, the technology that's available for email marketing, voicemail testing, website building, all that stuff is so much easier than it was when I got involved in 1986. But then again, there's a lot more competition than ever today online as well. So there's a catch-20. Can I jump into a little bit about what Marketing Boost is all about?
Yes, please.
So Marketing Boost came about by accident, and I'll maybe tell that story if we have time. What we do is we provide what I call the wow, surprise, and delay. It's a subscription. We provide travel incentives. We're not the first company to provide travel incentives, but we reinvented the wheel and we made it super affordable for business owners. We provide incredibly valued travel incentives that you can offer with whatever your call to action is, a wow and surprise factor to enhance or whatever your call to action is. So we provide complimentary hotel stays from 3 to 7 nights in 130 destinations around the world. That don't include airfare, of course. They don't include food and beverage, and they don't include government taxes and fees. By the way, those are the 3 disclaimers that we teach our members to tell their client when they give them one of these incentives. Hey, when you take action and buy my 12-month membership today and you pay in advance, I'm going to reward you with 5 nights in Cancun on us. Of course, it won't include airfare. You're on your own to how you get there. It won't include food and beverage. And of course, you have to pay government taxes and fees. But I've got your hotel stay, beachfront resort, for example. And then the other incentives we offer are hotel savings cards. They come in increments of 1, 2, 3. And of course, they work like a gift card, but they don't pay for the entire hotel stay. They get a big discount compared to the retailers of the world. And then we offer restaurant savings vouchers. So between those 3 different categories of incentives, some are micro incentives for micro calls to action, and others are complimentary hotels, 7 nights in Phuket, Thailand, or Bali, or 5 nights in Cancun or Hawaii. So you can have these higher perceived value incentives for a much bigger call to action, such as on your 12-month anniversary with my agency. If you renew next year or what have you, I'm going to reward you with 5 nights to Hawaii and so on. So you can create all these value stack incentives. You can create loyalty programs, reward programs, use these incentives to generate referrals, for lead generation contests, for trade show giveaways. I mean, if you've got a little bit of creativity, there's a million. And of course, that's what we're always On our Facebook group, we have over 30,000 entrepreneurs in our Facebook group now, and we're always sharing ideas with each other on what's working here, what I did there, how I generated more leads over here, how I got engagement. People have grown their Facebook groups to over 100,000 using our incentive virally to grow their Facebook groups. There's literally more ways to use them than we can keep thinking about. Some of our members have just really killed it.
That's incredible. That is such an incentive for people like business owners to want to offer that, because the perceived value on the consumer end is like, wow, this is incredible. What is the retail value of one of those Cancun packages that you mentioned just for that hotel stay? And then what does the business owner or entrepreneur have to pay for that?
Great question. So the retail value of complimentary hotel stays runs from around $700 to $2,000. 5 nights in Cancun, for example, is retail value $1,400 and $1,500 depending upon the time of the year somebody travels. So the membership with Marketing Boost is only $37 a month. We provide a bunch of additional bonuses and incentives if you sign up for a year and pay for a year in advance, which is only $300. That gives them the ability to give away an unlimited amount of all 3 categories of our incentives. So you can give away an unlimited amount of those Cancun trips or Las Vegas. We have 30 U.S. destinations like Las Vegas, Branson, Miami, Atlanta, San Diego, you name it, New York, international destinations throughout Europe, Australia, Phuket, Thailand, all over Asia. So we have covered the globe there. We have clients from around the hotel savings cards are good at 1 million hotels worldwide, and the restaurant incentives are good throughout the USA, Canada. But here's to give you some ideas on how to use them. You said you were, Chris, in an agency business. Let's say one of the challenges you probably have is how do you talk to more business owners in the niche category that you'd prefer to be servicing? You might be emailing and you're texting and you've got virtual assistants making telemarketing calls, trying to keep your calendar full or whatever you might be doing. Well, imagine if you could offer your virtual assistants when they're following up on leads, trying to get them booked on a call with you or your sales team, we will reward you with a $200 hotel savings card at over 1 million hotels worldwide just for booking the appointment and, of course, showing up on time. Once they book that appointment, now all of your reminders can also include, don't forget, we think your time is very valuable and ours as well. If you show up on time for that appointment, we're going to reward you with a $200 hotel savings card, next hotel book. Good at over 1 million hotels worldwide. So now you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. The incentive, whether it be 200 or 500, we'll give them. That's going to help you get more bookings to eliminate your no-show rate. Now we're all used to using Zoom now and booking calls. Many of us forget, even though you get the reminder, something else comes up. It wasn't on your high level of priority, and you show up late or you don't show up at all to the appointment. And of course, your sales rep is standing around now with nothing to do because he had a couple of no-shows in a row. This can help eliminate the no-shows. Getting people to show up to a webinar. You might be doing a live webinar event live on Facebook. I'm going live to show you how automation can help your business and how our team of experts can help build your business with our agency. And so you try to get them to a webinar. Well, now you could potentially add complimentary hotel stays. Hey, I'm giving away 3 trips to Cancun live on our webinar, only to those that are on the webinar and stay till the end. So during the webinar, you might be enticing them. Hey guys, 5 nights in Cancun and a 4-star AAA diamond resort in Cancun. I'm giving away at the end of this call. Don't go away. And by the way, I might be picking from those that are most engaged. So make sure you answer questions and stay engaged.
Suddenly engagement rates go through the roof.
When you ask a question, answer instead of give me a 1 or a 2, and everybody's like, what did you about that free trip? And you're holding them to, on the edge of their seat to the end to see who wins the free trip to Cancun. I'm just giving you a few little ideas on how these incentives can be used to create that scarcity, that urgency, that reason to take action, a reason to book a call, we've got solar, home improvement companies left and right use these incentives for in-home presentations. Multi-level marketing companies use these to get people to show up for the business opportunity meeting. Gyms use these to get people to reach their quick start goals. During our 90-day working with personal trainer. At the end of 90 days, when you've lost 20 pounds, you've got that sexy summer body. We help you reach your goals. When you get there, I'm going to reward you with 3 nights in Las Vegas so you can go show off that body at the pool. And so on. Again, you can be creative with these incentives.
I love it. It's so versatile. And one thing you mentioned was just that struggle for people to get the meeting booked and for people to show up on time, and then also have an interest in hearing the message afterwards can be a challenge. Just like you said, it can be a struggle. That is the opposite of what we're trying to achieve. We need to connect with business owners who are interested in that product or service in order to move that needle. We need sales at the end of the day. And if we can provide something that is of relatively small pocket cost for us in order to add this huge value to another business owner, how huge would that be? That's incredible. So now with your pricing and your package, let's say if I were to sign up and pay for the $347 a year for this, then I could offer unlimited vacations. What is the additional cost for that? Obviously, the difference between 1 and 100 vacations, big difference. So we don't want to give away too much.
No, the way we designed this, when you give somebody a complimentary hotel stay, they have to pay an activation fee. Either your client who receives the incentive or the business owner can pay what we call an activation fee. That activation fee is covering what's going to be our cost for the government taxes and fees when they do check. So that's paid up front. And then they'll have access to our back-end platform, an online platform, where they're going to plug in the dates they want to go, and they're going to see the availability based on the dates. And a lot of people are, I don't get it. How can you do this? Well, there's no timeshare presentations or any hoops to jump through like that. It's an online platform, no phone calls to make. Your client can log in to redeemvacations.com. That's the company we own that will fulfill the trips. Your client never finds out about Marketing Boost. That's your insider secret. That's your, what I call the mastermind marketer's secret, because you have these high value incentives available to you for next to nothing. You can give them away. Now, when you do give them away, you made a nice big profit. You might want to go ahead and pay that activation fee. The government taxes, which can run from 30 to $50 a night, depending upon the destination and the rates of the rooms. So let's say you give away 5 nights in Mexico, like we talked about, that's like $198 activation fee for a AAA 5-star resort in Cancun or Cabo San Lucas or Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Now, you can decide, I want to pay that. So you fund your wallet inside Marketing Boost, and you can pay that for the client, and then they're getting the hotel stay. They got to get their own way there, their own food and beverage, and their own taxes you just paid for them. There may be a resort fee due at check-in at some of these hotels around the world. If you're a savvy traveler, resort fees are often charged at hotel check-ins. So that still applies, same as it would if you booked it on Expedia or anywhere else. Because the way this all came about is we are helping fill hotel rooms for resorts and hotels that would otherwise go empty. So we have negotiated with hotels to give us rooms that would otherwise not be sold. And this is a long story on how this came about, but we were able to get inventory around the world now. We went to these hotels and said, listen, you have a problem. We know we can help you solve it. Your hotel's not full year round. Certainly you're full on certain weekends, certain holidays, peak season, and special events. But the majority of the year, 70% of your year, you've got 30 to 50% of your rooms going empty. You still have the same fixed costs, mortgage payments, staffing, front desk staff, maintenance of the building and the parking lot and the pool and everything else. The only additional expense when someone checks into your room is the maid service. You had everything else, same cost. So the most expensive room for a hotel is one that went empty. We said we can put bodies in these rooms, couples, people, individuals that'll spend money at the bar. They'll likely spend money at the bar, the restaurant, the spa, the casino, the gift shop, the excursion desk. They'll upgrade room types. They'll book extra nights. And so we got a few hotels to agree when we first launched this to fulfill our own giveaways that we were doing. And before we knew it, we said, man, this would be amazing if we could get hotels all over the world to participate. And that's what ended up becoming marketingboost.com today. And the idea here is we're filling rooms that always go empty. So that means if we provide about 32 out of 52 weeks a year of availability with each destination. So they're not going to be able to travel Christmas week, Easter Sunday. They're not going to be able to travel 4th of July or Memorial Day weekend. They can be flexible, and maybe their birthday may or may not be available, but 32 weeks out of 52 will be. So if they can be a little bit flexible, they're going to be able to stay at pennies on the dollar at some amazing hotels and resorts around.
Hey, that's not too bad. That solves two problems on very different sides, which is brilliant, and it brings them together so that way everyone receives value from it. And I imagine some sort of offer like this is really good for like database reactivation campaigns where maybe we had some leads that just weren't ready to buy or we thought they were a bad lead. How can we use that offer, that incentive based value in order to hook them back in and book that call or take that next step?
That's the big draw card. Here is where the travel incentive can be the big magnet marketing that is helping revive that old database, for example, by saying, hey, the first 100 to activate now or to book an appointment today to find out about agency services or whatever it is you're doing are going to receive a $500 hotel savings card guaranteed. And one of you is going to win 5 nights in Cancun on us. Now, you could give everybody, because as a member, you can give away these unlimited, but you want to create the campaign with scarcity and urgency. So you might say, everybody who clicks is going to get a $500 hotel savings card. So click here today. Now, you could call back and tell everybody, you're the lucky winner of 5 nights. So let's book an appointment. And I'm going to give you your reward after we talk about your financial needs as an insurance company. I'm going to give you the reward after we sit down and talk about your business needs to see if we're a good fit to take your business to the level. However, we reward that to you after we book and you show up for one of our one-on-one consultations. There's no obligation to do anything. But by the way, you are a winner of a 5-night trip to Cancun. Doesn't include airfare, of course. Doesn't include air. Cover your disclaimers. Little paragraph under the creative. And bam, you are going to get more clicks, more opens. Good subject line is going to. Email still works. Since 1996, I've been emailing and it still works today. It may not get the same open rates it got before, but combine your email, your text messaging, voicemail broadcasting. By the way, if you don't have all that, Chris probably provides that. We provide that as well over inside of Marketing Boost. We have an upsell. We call it Automation Booster. But I'm guessing that you offer that as well, Chris. So go, Chris. But the key is, Chris may not offer Marketing Boost, so you may want to add that to your mix over there.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it can be very rare where we have a guest on the show that's offering a product or service, and we just have to say, I'm interested. I want this thing because it provides so much value. So I'm very seriously interested. I would like to use these value-based incentives and what Marketing Boost is offering. And what was it? Redeemvacations.com?
Redeemvacations.com is where the client will be sent to use their complimentary hotel stay.
Oh, perfect.
Or their hotel savings cards.
That's brilliant. Now, where can other business owners and entrepreneurs who want to take advantage of this sort of marketing opportunity go to find out more about the information and you?
Yeah, go to marketingboostsolutions.com. There we have a variety of products and services that we offer to help boost and support your business and growth. Or join our Facebook group. That's free as well.com. We even have currently, I don't know when you'll get to see this or hear this video, but we currently do have a freemium version of Marketing Boost available. No credit card required. It's limited. You're only going to be able to give away a certain amount of a limited number of our destinations. But you can give yourself one of those. You can see how the program works with no risk, no sign up, with no credit card required at marketingboostsolutions.com.
I love it. Marco, I'm so excited to share this message with the world. I know a lot of people out there are going to jump on the offer, this crazy incentive that you're offering to people. I mean, it's one of those literally the no-brainers that come across your table and you say, I have to get this thing. This is brilliant. I love everything about it.
We have more than dozens. We have a bunch of agencies around the globe that use us as well for their clients. We do offer, by the way, just if anybody's listening as an agency, we do have a level called our platinum version, which allows you to offer our incentives to your clients and brand the incentives going out the door in your client's name. And your client doesn't even need to know about Marketing Boost. So it's a quasi white label version, but it allows you to sort of bundle Marketing Boost incentives with your services so that you're using the high value travel incentives for your clients when you're creating their marketing campaigns, when you're sending out their text messages, emails on behalf of their Facebook ad campaigns, you're adding one of our travel incentives to the call to action. You can be doing this as part of, here's what we do, and therefore charging more for your bundle of services. And so throwing some more ideas at you there, Chris.
I love it. There needs to be more good ideas so that we can pick our favorite and take action on that. It is so important for us. Now, I have a selfish question here. I'm thinking, man, 5 nights in Cancun would be really fantastic. Are business owners allowed to use the vacations on themselves or their friends or family at all?
Great question. And yes, as a business owner that signs up to Marketing Boost, you can give yourself, choose one of them, and test the program. Our hotel partners it takes some arm twisting to get them to participate in this program, as you can imagine, because a couple of ways we do this. One, it's a closed door environment. These incentives cannot be resold. Otherwise, we'd be bastardizing their prices across the internet with somebody out there saying, hey, get 5 nights in Cancun for crazy money. So they can't be sold. They have to be given to somebody with a call from a business owner with some sort of call to action. They're hoping that nobody, and of course, people always try to break the rules, and we're always busting somebody who's trying to resell the incentives or what have you, and we shut them down. But the idea, to answer your question, Chris, yes, you can give yourself one and test it. So they're not open to being a free trip travel club for the Marketing Boost members. You can test one of them. You can give them to your clients, a maximum of one every 12 months. So the complimentary hotel stay you can give to a client every year, as long as it's a different destination. Again, the hotels, they're in business to make money as well. So they don't want the same people coming back every year to the same destination. And they don't want to see the Marketing Boost members over and over at all either.
Right. We have the same group of 27,000 people that always take this hotel on the same weekend.
I know. And so there's a few rules like that. They don't allow group travel. So you can't put together like your own convention, like giving everybody a free trip and say, join me in Las Vegas for my free 3-day webinar. And everybody got free rooms. So they don't allow group travel. They don't allow the members to abuse the program either. But it's because it's designed to help you as a business owner generate what? New leads, new clients, close more sales. But yes, Chris, you can give them to your family, one per household every 12 months. You can give them to clients, one per household every 12 months. And as a member, you only get to test one, unfortunately. But that's because, again, we don't want to ruin a good thing. We don't want the hotel partners to just see it as being abused like a free trip travel club.
Which totally makes sense. You have to set some ground rules in order to make it fair and equitable for everybody. That way everyone gets their own turn. You have some limits there, and that way the system isn't abused and it serves that intended purpose. I think that's so important.
Yeah. At the end of the day, we created what I call a 4-win scenario. I know we're probably running out of time on your thing, but it's a win for the Marketing Boost member. They're getting an incredible value at $347 for the year or $37 a month because they have these high perceived values that they can add to their programs. It's a win for the hotels. We're helping fill rooms and they're generating some revenue versus none. It's a win for the receiver of the incentive. They're getting to travel for pennies on the dollar. And in many cases, from our reviews that we have and everything else, you see people say, man, I never would have been able to travel to Cancun or this or that if it hadn't been for this incentive. So we're encouraging people to go places they maybe never would have gone. And then finally, it's a win for the community where they ended up in, because we're helping additional revenue going to the bartenders, the local shops and the excursions, and generating cash flow for everybody in the circle.
I love it. So much value, so much to take advantage of here. For everyone who's listening, we'll have links available down in the description for you to connect both with Marco Torres here and with Marketing Boost and Marketing Boost Solutions and everything you need to do to connect with him, join his Facebook group and everything. Thank you all for joining us today. Appreciate it. Make sure you take advantage of this value-added incentive offer so that way you can start leveraging more new leads, database reactivation, and ultimately earn more clients. Marco, thanks so much for joining me. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.